Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're so happy to have you here. And for those who will see this on the recording, a hearty welcome to you as well. And we invite you, this is your safe space of empowerment and self-care. And we inspire you to take care of yourself, to nourish yourself, and to explore meditation and mindfulness. And we are grateful to be in co-creation with you. Each session is powerful and unique. And today, we invite you to receive the gifts from our dear core team member, Mimi, who will show us how to anchor in gratitude when things on our life's journey are perhaps not so fine. Mimi, you lead with your heart. Guide us in gratitude. We are all yours.
Thank you, Jenny. I'm really happy to be here and share this safe space with you guys. A few years ago, we spoke about gratitude, but we took it in the positive way, as always. This time, I'm going to do it in a different way. We will talk about gratitude when things are not necessarily going well. So, I'm going to share my screen. All good? We are going to talk about what gratitude is not. Then we will talk a little bit about the neuroscience of gratitude. We will share some practical tools. Then we will do a meditation. And at the end, if your heart allows you to share, we will be grateful for that sharing. I want to begin by asking you something. And you don't need to answer out loud. Just allow the question to touch you internally. How easy is to feel gratitude when life is going well? And how difficult is it when everything seems to be falling apart? Most people will answer, very difficult. And that makes a complete sense. When we face loss, illness, betrayal, or financial crisis, the mind shifts into survival mode. There is no room for gratitude. There is only pain, fear, anger, exhaustion. How many times you have been in bed and you don't want to wake up or do something? And yet, today, we are going to explore exactly that. How gratitude can become an anchor, not when everything is fine, but precisely when nothing is. Before talking about what it is, I need to tell you what gratitude is not, because there is a toxic version of this concept that can cause a lot of harm. Gratitude is not telling yourself, I shouldn't feel bad because otherwise, or other people have it worse. That's not gratitude, that is comparison. And comparison invalidates the real pain that you are experiencing. You are allowed to feel pain. Gratitude is not pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It is not a mask. It is not forced positivity. True gratitude is something much deeper and much more honest. It's the ability to recognize that even within pain, there's something that sustains. I want to tell you about my friend Claudia. 3 years ago, she lost her mother after a long illness. For months, the pain was so intense that she couldn't even listen to music because every song reminded her of something. One day, weeks after the funeral, She was sitting in the garden crying, and suddenly felt the sun on her face, a soft, warm winter sun. And she had a very simple thought that she shared with me. Thank you that this still exists. It wasn't a solution. The pain didn't disappear, but something shifted in that moment. She said it was as if the storm was still there. But suddenly, she remembered that she also had roots, that even though the wind shook her, she was still standing. That is gratitude in difficult moments. It is not denying the storm, it's remembering that you have roots, that we all have roots. Science has studied this, and the findings are remarkable. When we practice gratitude, even in small doses, the brain releases dopamine and serotonin. But what's even more interesting than this is that the brain doesn't clearly distinguish between something that is happening and something that we have vividly remembering or imagining. When you recall a moment of gratitude with enough presence, your nervous system responds almost as if it was happening now. That means that even in the darkest moments, you have access to something real within you. You are not making anything up. You are activating resources that already exist in your history, in your body, in your memory. There are three questions that I always make to myself for difficult moments. It has helped me to go through my mom's Alzheimer, or when I got robbed and really bad, and I ended in the hospital, or when I got divorced, or when I lost my job, or when my daughter was passing through difficult times and I was not able to help her because I didn't know how to be the mom he needed at that time. And these questions are: what is supporting me right now, even if I don't notice it? What has not been lost yet? What lesson, even a small one, is emerging from this? So, what is supporting me is that my children still hug me. I haven't lost my ability to think, so I haven't lost it yet. And what I'm learning is, for 25 years, I built my identity on something that wasn't mine, on money, success. And now, without that, I'm actually discovering who I really am. I can give you some examples of people who has come to me. I remember a person, a guy called Roberto, who was really in a bad situation because he lost his business. He was bankrupt, deeply in debt, and felt humiliated and alone. When he asked these questions, he said the same thing I said. I'm discovering who I really am because I'm building my identity now. And it's not an empty positive thinking. That's wisdom born from pain. And he was able to do this, and he was able to see who he was and who revealed himself with gratitude. And that's not only empty positive thinking. That is wisdom born with pain, and it was he was able to do it because he paused and he looked inside. There is something paradoxical in all of this. Gratitude practiced in easy moments is real, but it has its limits. It is like training only when the weather is perfect. When the storm arrives, those muscles are not ready. Gratitude practice in darkness is different, is deeper, is honest, is not conditioned to life being kind to you. And that is the kind that transforms. Viktor Frankl, psychiatrist at Holocaust survival, wrote that the last of human freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He did not choose the concentration camp, but he chose what do we do when what he found within himself. And even there, he found moments on beauty to be grateful for. He's not a hero. I'm not a hero. You are not a hero. But I want to remind you that you have all the capacity to be grateful even in difficult moments. We all do. Difficult gratitude does not always come as a big revelation. Sometimes it comes in the smallest things, and that's enough. I have a friend, Helena, who went through several depressions 2 years ago. There were days she couldn't get out of bed. I had depression several years ago, and I was not able to get out of bed. And she told me one of those days that she was practicing this to find just one thing, not 10, not a list, one. So I started to practice finding one thing. Sometimes it was the smell of the coffee that she used to make for me when I was in my bad days. Sometimes it was my cat lying next to me. Sometimes it was simply that she was keeping an eye on me and telling me that everything was going to be all right. Those small anchors were the same anchors that put Helena out of depression, and she shared them with me. She needed also professional support and time. But the connection to something and to hold on to something each morning was what made her survive. Gratitude for each small thing that she could see and for each small thing that she shared with me. So there are some practical tools that we can do in order to be grateful even in difficult times. One is the morning anchor. So before you look into your phone or check the news or do anything, you close your eyes for 30 seconds and ask yourself, what is something that I can be grateful for right now? Just one thing. And it could be that you are surrounded by your family. It could be that you are going to take that coffee that you really love. It could be your pet next to you. It could be the smile of your kid if you have uh, coming to you to do something silly. It doesn't need to be something big, just a small thing, like being able to take a deep breath and relax. Or the time to be here with this group in a safe space. There's another practical tool that I do very often, which is the letter that is never sent. When you are in a difficult moment, write a letter to something or someone that could be real or imaginary that is supporting you in that moment. It could be a friend, nature, or your own strength. Writing externalizes gratitude and makes it more real. You know, when I was having difficult times with my health, I used to write to my daughters. I opened an email account for them, and I used to write them as if they were in the future because I wasn't sure I was going to make it. So now I have a bunch of emails sitting in a in a space that I still haven't shared with them because um, I I set it up to be shared when they were 21. So and it helped me to go through difficult times, and I always felt that they were there for me even though they were not. I was not putting the pressure onto them because they were too young. There's also the sensory pause, which is another practical tool. If you are stressed, pause for 2 minutes and name something you can see and something that you can physically feel and something that you can hear. Not to escape the pain, but to remember that the world is still there, holding you. So, if you are in your office, you can feel your chair and you can sense that you are still holding on to something. If you are in your house, like in my case, I can hear the birds every morning, so that makes me feel anchored and feel gratitude. And just think about something that makes you happy. Get rid of the stress for 2 minutes. The stress will be still there when you come back to your room. So try to spend 2 minutes to yourself. To close this party today, before the sharing, I want to tell you something I hope you can carry with you. Gratitude does not protect you from pain. It doesn't make you vulnerable. It does not promise you that everything will turn out well. What it does is remind you that even in darkness, there's something worth caring for. And that changes everything. Now, let's take all of this inward and we will do a 20-minute meditation that integrates everything we have talked about so far. Gently close your eyes. Let your body settle into the weight of the chair, the ground. You don't have to do anything special right now. Just arrive. Just be here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs completely and slowly exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Don't control anything. Just observe how the air comes in and goes out on its own. Your body knows how to breathe without you thinking about it. Trust that for a moment. If there is tiredness, acknowledge it. If there is worry, acknowledge it. If there is sadness, gently name it inside. There is sadness here, not to fix it, just to see it. And now, without pushing the state away, without wanting to disappear, gently ask yourself, what else is here besides what is difficult? Perhaps you can feel the warmth of your own body. Perhaps you hear your own heart rhythm. Perhaps you notice that even though there is pain, there is also something in you that is observing that pain, something that remains. That something is also there. Now, I invite you in a brief journey toward a memory. You don't have to search for it with an effort. Just open the door and let whatever wants to come arrive. Bring to mind a moment in your life when you felt genuinely supported. It could have been by another person, by nature, by an animal, or by your own strength at an unexpected moment. It doesn't matter how small that memory is. It doesn't have to be grand. Allow that memory to come alive. Where were you? What did you see? What did you smell? What did you feel in your body at that moment? Let that feeling expand a little in your chest. You are not creating anything. You are remembering something real, something that already happened and that belongs to you, that no one can take away. And from that place, say silently, thank you to whoever, to whatever. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, return to this body, to this breath, and let's do a very gentle exploration. I will name a few things and simply notice if any of them are present in your life right now, even in a small way. Your body breathing on its own right now. Someone, somewhere who matters to you or has mattered to you. A capacity within you that is still intact. Curiosity, strength, creativity, love, forgiveness. The fact that you are here seeking, practicing, bonding. For each thing that still remains, allow a gentle recognition in your heart. You don't have to feel joy, just recognition. That that is enough. Now, imagine that you are a tree. Your branches might be shaken. They might be bare from winter. There might be a storm around you right now in your life. And still, you have roots. Feel those roots. They are made of every time you survived something difficult, of everyone who has loved you, of everything you have learned, of your own desire to keep growing. That is what brought you here today. The storm may continue, and you, like the tree, can move with it. You can bend without breaking because you have roots. You are strong. You are capable of anything, and you are grateful for this opportunity called life. Life, the experience that makes you feel, and by feeling, you are alive. What is it in your life that you are grateful for? What is that one thing that keeps you going? Think about it for a few seconds. That is in front of you. That is part of your roots. You can see it and feel it. It is there. That is one of the reasons why you are here today. Feel that gratitude in your heart and say thank you. And remember, you are strong, you are capable, and you can move on. Begin to gently return. Move your fingers, your toes. Place a hand on your heart if you feel too called to do so. And before opening your eyes, stay one more moment with whatever you found within. It doesn't matter if it was a lot or a little. Everything that arose is exactly what you wanted and you needed to find today. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and let the light come in gently. Thank you for being here. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for trusting yourself with this time. May this practice continue to live within you.